Hello everyone! We are live! So, such a busy time of the year dealing with like Comic-Con and everything going on, right? Oh lord. So I did drop a link in the chat here for anybody who's watching live or hanging out live for the ALITA Battle Angel trailer. So I would probably talk a little bit about that in the stream sometime. How's everyone doing? I see. So NJDSS says, oh geez, I just got into a match of Heroes of the Storm. Gotta finish it. Well, hopefully I'm as entertaining as Heroes of the Storm. Hello, Willie Woodward. Hello, Stone Loki. Hello, everybody. Welcome. And hello, Seraph. Yay, more random. I'm like, yes, I'm sure you'll be sick of me soon. So, how's everyone doing? Are we coming down from our Comic-Con weekend craziness? Hello, Sav. Welcome. I'm trying to get framed better here. I'm still adjusting to where everything is from where it used to be. So once upon a time, my microphone used to be here, and I would talk down into it a lot. And now it's above me, and I'm still kind of getting used to it, even though it's been like 4 months. So I'm kind of getting used to it, and I'm getting used to everything, like moving everything towards this monitor where my camera is, and not on the other monitor. So. Comic-Con has given me many trailers to be excited about. Exactly. There's like so many trailers and like just that came out this weekend. I did get my Discovery sort of trailer breakdown bitch out sort of video up. Oh lord. I want to do the same sort of treatment with the Orville, even though we know that at least, hopefully you guys know that I love the Orville way more than Discovery. Like, I mean, love is not the term I would use for Discovery. I am very much an anti-Star Trek Discovery person. I think it's bad, and I think it's kind of insulting to Star Trek fans, and it's insulting to canon. But that being said, I still support channels like Trek Yards who absolutely do the best they can to be as fair and appease both sides of the Star Trek Discovery debate as possible. So. So Willie Woodward says, I saw the Godzilla trailer and it wasn't as cool as I had hoped. Still gonna see it. After thinking about it, from my initial reaction, yeah, I think the Godzilla trailer might, it might still kind of fall under the, sort of weird, a lot of CG sort of battle sequences where we don't see enough of what we want to see. I don't know. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more like Kong Skull Island and a little less like the Legendary Godzilla, because I think I preferred Skull Island to Legendary Godzilla personally, because I thought they just did they did so much more with that movie. I think. I mean, even having like your well, if you guys haven't seen the movie, go see it. But if you I don't want to spoil it so much if you haven't seen it. I mean, it has been out for what, a year or two or something. Yeah. 11 is gonna be in it. I know. I think I said 7 when I was talking about her name. I think you guys know what I meant, because like number names and stuff. Skull Island gave me everything I wanted. Yeah, Skull Island was so good. Like, I don't know how. I don't know how they can kind of mess up these Godzilla movies in this day and age when they kind of know what we want. We want giant monsters fighting other giant monsters. We want to see cities destroyed. We want to see a lot of that. And the fact that they've got Millie Bobby Brown in there kind of seems to me it seems to indicate to me like they're going to take a page out of the old Japanese sort of movies, and it's going to be like a kid you follow around, because so many of the old Japanese Godzilla movies and all of those had just like the little kid for no reason, without parents, just kind of wandering around in those. Not tuna eating lizards, no tuna. Hello, Movie Fanobi. Battle Angel, James Cameron, not excited. Yeah, like Seraph wanted me to talk about that, and I am not the person to talk about it probably, because I see it and yes. Say Seraph is excited, but he read the manga. I like Skull Island for the most part. Yeah, and there is some issues with Skull Island, of course. I think the main female lead was kind of unmemorable. for the most part. I mean, like, the humans were kind of unmemorable, except for Samuel L. Jackson, but whatever. There's so many things that, like, about Skull Island that I think worked and things that didn't work. I liked that it really reminded me of, like, a Vietnam War movie, so. That's a show called Battle Angel. Totally not gonna be your cup of tea. Exactly. I am one of those people. I tune out when I just see a bunch of Rock'em Sock'em Robots, giant CG fight scenes. I tune out on everything I see. This is kind of why I can't watch stuff like Ruby, because I know, like, so many people who are like, oh my god, you should watch Ruby, you should watch Ruby, you should watch Ruby, and I can look at that and I'm like, I cannot keep looking at the screen when this is on screen. It is just fighting. It is just fighting and annoying characters. So yeah, I'm probably not the person to review the Battle Angel trailer, but, you know, I can tell you what I think of it, and the most I can do is be honest about it. And I don't think I'm gonna even pull it up on screen, but I did drop a link in the description for you guys. If I'm not mistaken, it had a RoboCop situation where it aimed at adults, but since kids liked it, they made it more kid-friendly. Did they? I didn't know if they did that. And which movie are we talking about, too? Because I think I was blabbing for a couple of minutes, so I didn't get the exact context. ALITA is what... ALITA and what is Mortal Engines? The digital just doesn't blend with the practical. I wish they would embrace the digital environment or the live action. Yeah, well... To me, she looks creepy, but that's on purpose. Like, I can live with her looking kind of weird. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I have such an aversion to CG. Haven't heard anything about a rating for ALITA yet. Yeah, I don't know what it's going to be rated, so I don't know. I don't know that much about it. Just got a notification evening. Hello, Nerdrotic. Yeah, and if you guys don't already subscribe to Nerdrotic, you totally should. They do most of their stuff live. They do it, like, live, and they have a great chat room. I thought ALITA was getting mixed reviews. It probably is. I definitely, from what I saw in the trailer, and I've seen, like, the initial trailer as well, this just looks to me like a longer version of exactly what we saw. I know the anime adaptation was pretty R-rated. Yeah, and that's another thing. Every time that they bring something from anime, and I am not, and I'm gonna say this without liking anime. So I think I can probably make a fair statement here by not really having a dog in the fight of anime. Every time that they do try an anime adaptation of something, it seems like they always mess something up because they make it too much for, like, American audiences and not enough for the anime fans, in my opinion. And and correct me if I'm wrong about this, but I think that's one of the problems with that we see with, like, Ghost in the Shell, and I think with this one, I think it might just be a big disappointing mess of disappointment, like a lot of these sort of anime adaptations. Yes, that was Ghost in the Shell's issue. See, and I'm not the fan, but, you know, but I can kind of understand where they're coming from, because a lot of the stuff that I do watch when I watch something for fun is kind of lower tier, or yeah, sort of B-movie, low budget, stuff like that. And for somebody like me who prefers that over these giant CG messes of just computer animation, yeah, I kind of wish they would just go the whole entire animated route, because then at least you can kind of get characters a little better. So, are you blind without your glasses like me? Absolutely. I'm very much blind. I'm very, like, you can see me, like, squinting to kind of read your messages here, and I could probably just embiggen you guys temporarily. Yes, I can. Awesome. Now I can see you guys. I always have to remember, because, like, my normal YouTube windows are a little smaller, but I've seen a few panels of the manga. It was pretty gruesome. There's no way the movie can do that without getting NC-17. This Willie Woodward says, there's a few reasons why there's a disconnect with overuse of CGI with live action. The bottom line is that basically the CG stuff is a cartoon. Yes and no. And I think a lot of this, being somebody also who doesn't really know a lot about anime, and having conversations with Sarah in real life about it, is that a lot of people, in my opinion, we see anime as a cartoon, and we see cartoons as for little children. Also, thank you so much, Willie Woodward, for the $1.99 super chat. I really, really appreciate it. I did see it pop up, and like, I'm like, do I adjust it or do I not? But thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. I'm hoping, let's see, Sarah says, I'm hoping since the director is Robert Rodriguez, it'll be less kid-friendly. And yeah, well, he's done, didn't he do the Lava Boy Shark Girl movie? Shark Boy Lava Girl movie? I'm completely messing that up. So wasn't that a kid's movie that he did? Also, he has done like the Grindhouse stuff. So yeah, I mean, it could go either way. He could go really, really kiddie, or he could go really, really like gruesome. But, you know, who knows? Stone Loki says, I love Akira, Ninja Scroll, Ghost in the Shell, Wicked City, and they need to leave them alone. Yes, it's like the remakes today. Just stop, please. Exactly. I know that I would probably be a little bit more appreciative of the original stuff. Like, you know, and this is so sad. I would much rather watch the original. I'm not even an anime fan. I would much rather watch, like, an original adaptation than a lot of these remakes. So, hello, Rose Tico enthusiast, welcome. Like Super Mario Brothers remake. The first is too campy to be enjoyable as anything other than a B movie. Yes, and the thing about that, they are making some sort of Mario movie. We don't know what it's going to be. We just know that they are making some sort of Mario sort of something movie. Holy crap, Midnight Edge After Dark. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Also, subscribe to Midnight Edge After Dark if you don't already. They actually do their research and actually know what they're talking about as far as stuff. You guys, you don't have to like super chat me. Just say hi in the chat. It's fine. But I really appreciate you guys. I'm gonna scroll back and see what I missed here. Super Mario Brothers movie, that was a trippy interpretation of that universe. Yeah, weird and dumb, but strangely enjoyable. I didn't actually watch it because just at the time, the 90s were so bad for movies for me. I really didn't watch a lot of movies in the 90s. Yes, we try. No, they do. Like, Midnight Edge always does the actual research of stuff, or as much as they can, because some of these stories just come and go like that, and especially when you get like the James Gunn stuff, and now the Rian Johnson stuff being named on 4chan. I mean, that stuff, like, I'm kind of like, do I even touch that? Do I even bother talking about that? You know? See, my mom worked for a video store back then, so she got me copies of movies for free. So I've seen the Super Mario Brothers movie more times than I care to admit. Yeah, well, when I was a kid renting movies, I probably rented, I probably rented like The Goonies a million times and Dark Crystal a million times. There's so many that I absolutely just rented over and over and over again. Oh, holy crap, Nerderotic Channel, $2. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. You guys, this is just like a little spur of the moment impromptu thing because I didn't think I worked hard enough on my video today. I'm like, you know, Jeremy's not going live tonight. Maybe I'll go and sneak in on his on his time. But yeah, also definitely check out Nerderotic if you guys haven't subscribed over there. Goonies are one of my favorites of all time. Yes. Sal says I miss Blockbuster. Yeah, well, when I was a kid, we had Giant Video, and then Giant Video, I'm even not getting my hair right, it just keeps moving on me. So Giant Video was bought out by Blockbuster, and it never felt the same, because Giant Video had a better selection, and Blockbuster had all the mainstream stuff. It didn't have as many of, like, the obscure sort of B movies that I always loved, and I'm such a weird person when it comes to that stuff. But, so when I was renting a lot of movies, I would go to Showtime Video instead, or Hollywood Video, which was much, much later. But Showtime Video had stuff like Plan 9 from Outer Space, back when it was impossible to find, or Rocky Horror Picture Show when it was impossible to find. That was how I bought my copy of Rocky Horror Picture Show on VHS when I was like 12 or 11, because, you know, that was back when VHS tapes were $80, and I just happened on a used copy at Showtime Video, so... We gotta figure out the ladies' night sometime this week, maybe tomorrow or tonight. Yeah, ladies' night are good. I miss owning my own store, Midnight Edge says. Yeah, see, and when you own your own store, you can, like, watch everything. That's actually, you know, well, if you guys have seen Cinemassacre, James Rolfe has his whole basement pretty much converted into a giant video store, which, you know, I do miss going and browsing. It was something to kind of go and you pick up the box and then you could read the back of it and see what the movie was about, and you could decide, I would kind of watch this maybe. Of course, my go-to was going into Showtime Video. I'd go in and I'd just go to the right past like the sci-fi to the horror section. That was my thing, and then the comedy was on the other side. So that was always, and it was so funny because like their first row of comedy was always it was always like sun faded. So if anyone remembers like old faded VHS boxes. Today, Wreck-It Ralph, video games can be done well. Oh, like the video game movies? Yeah, I think some video game movies can be done all right. I mean, the Rampage movie was way better than I thought it would be. But, you know, I have such a low bar for, like, The Rock in movies. Paid $100 for Hell Comes to Frogtown. My very first paycheck from Blockbuster. Wow, that's an old one. I remember seeing that on USA Up All Night. Dude, so if anybody hasn't seen it, it's Roddy Piper going to hell in this weird B-movie sci-fi, and that's kind of how I always imagine hell to look like a Grim Reaper album cover that kind of just looks a little off, but not so much like hell, but like the stained glass window sort of hell. And that's kind of my imagining of hell from that stupid movie. And I think one of the like the second or third Grim Reaper album had that too. So yeah, if anyone knows anything about the super obscure heavy metal group Grim Reaper, they'll totally get that reference. Oh god, you guys are talking about late fees too. Yes, working for a movie gallery wasn't too bad, but they would get some of the more obscure titles that Blockbuster usually wouldn't. Exactly. And Pixels would have been 10 times better without Adam Sandler. Yes, that is true. You guys see the trailer for Wreck-It Ralph 2? It looks super shitty. I have not. I actually haven't seen Wreck-It Ralph 1 because Pixar. Wow. Here's where everyone unsubscribes to me. I do not like Pixar movies. The Sony ones I'm usually okay with, depending on which ones they are. I don't like Pixar. Pixar's going a little too Disney for me, but that's just me. I don't like feeling things when I watch movies. Like, I don't want to be sad. I don't want to be... I'm just weird. Oh, it wasn't a Pixar movie. It was just a Disney. Okay. So that's why it felt too Disney. So then, okay. Wreck-It Ralph 1 is worth watching. It's not going to blow your mind, but it's kind of fun. I don't know. I'm such a stick in the mud sometimes. Like, I don't like anything, I think. I don't think I enjoy movies anymore. I think, and hello, Kaner, welcome. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Vasco says The Rock was cloned for an army. No, The Rock is kind of, he's one of those real hit and miss sort of guys. Like, I won't go see a movie if he's in it, like, or for him, but if he happens to be in a movie that I happen to want to see, there's no problem with it, so. Your thoughts on Ready Player One? Have you read the book? I did not read the book. I did see the movie, though. The movie, I think the movie was fine. I think it was kind of like, it kind of reminded me of how The Goonies was sort of like a kids going on an adventure sort of movie, and that's what it reminded me of, even though they're a little older than kids. I felt that, like, the romance came out of nowhere in that one. He was a little too... He was a little too stalkery. Like, there was no real reason for her to like him, I guess, as well. But I'm from Turkey, and I am not from Turkey. I'm in the United States. But hello over in Turkey. The Earth is flat. Oh, the Earth isn't flat. The movie was okay. It had some of the ideas of the book, but it really wasn't nearly as good as the book. Yes, Seraph has mentioned he read the book. Yeah, the Ready Player One, for me, I wish I would not have seen it in 3D because the 3D glasses made it even darker. And I have such problems with my eyesight anyway that anytime something is like super gray, I just don't see anything at that point. It all kind of blends together. So I was told the book was better, which is usually the case. That's what I'm thinking, that the book was probably better. It seemed to set up some things differently, and it seemed to go in and do a lot of things that, like, that the movie didn't. Like, the movie had just so much time to fill. Felt like Spielberg played it too safe with Ready Player One. Like, he was trying to do everything he could to avoid any of those moments where he could be accused of having too much fun. Yeah, it did seem very safe. It seemed very much almost a by the numbers sort of thing. But at the same time, I don't know. Read Pet Sematary and then try to watch the movies. I can't make it through Stephen King books, man. There's something. I think I have an aversion to Stephen King books. I make it about 2 chapters in and then I never finish them. So I don't know. It might be something with his writing style. Stephen King is really hit or miss for me too. Is that terrible? It's just cut so much. They just cut so much from the book and had to change a lot. Yeah. It seems like that. I think it was fine. It was definitely like a 6 out of 10 for Ready Player One for sure. I don't know. For me, I mean, it didn't bother me as much as like a lot of the sort of teenagey romance sort of movies. And it felt very much like it was aimed for 13-year-olds and under, like 8 to 13, which was fine. And if I were 8 to 13, I probably would have really enjoyed it. But then I would have been asking myself, okay, what are all these 80s references? Who is this for? Is this for me? Who, because like when I was that age, I was super into the 60s. So I would have gotten a ton of 60s references. Today's kids, I don't know if today's kids are that into the 80s. That's just me. I know a lot of like us adults are and like movie creative sort of people, just people my age are definitely into the 80s because we grew up with it. And I know that we saw a lot of that in the 80s with the 50s nostalgia, with stuff like, Happy Days and pretty much every other piece of 50s nostalgia we had. We had 50s cafes. We had a lot of movies that went back in time to the 50s or for one reason or another. There's even a lot of B movies that had like sort of 50s meets 80s sort of plots, but I don't know. It just seemed kind of odd to me to have so many 80s references for a movie that was so aimed towards such a younger demographic. But then again, I could be completely wrong on it. That's just kind of my impression. Let me scroll back. I'm totally missing you guys' chat. I'm going to get hate. Ready Player One was super pandering and Spielberg is super overrated. Oh, that's all right. That's all right, Willie. I always worry like anything I say is going to piss off everybody, so. I learned to read the book after the movie because I'm a Michael Crichton fan, and I read Jurassic Park before seeing the movie. I saw The Rock and the Scorpion King. I told people who the next Arnold. People said at the time I was crazy. No, he is. He's up there. He's popular. Yeah, what do you think they use? The newer version of the Ninja Turtles and Freddy and stuff like that. Because they want to remake everything from the 80s. Oh, no. Because Spielberg was pandering. Yeah, he might have been pandering. There just wasn't enough time in the movie to tie them in as well. That is true. The 80s callbacks in the book were because they... Wow. And I even made this bigger. I still can barely read it. It's because they're tied in with the plot and backstory pretty well. And that's true. That is true. Excuse me. It does seem like they have a reason for being in Ready Player One for sure. Whereas something like... Well... I'm trying to think of something that just has 80s references just for 80s references, for the sake of it. And there are some things that do have that. They'll just have an 80s reference just for the sake of it. But the last movie I bought, wow, I'm probably thinking something from a garage sale. Probably, I think it was like the True Grit remake on Blu-ray. Why is my camera going out of focus when I turn? Okay, so my camera should not autofocus. It should just stay static. Hopefully it's doing that. It's bothering me that it keeps wanting to autofocus on me. But yeah, I think that was probably the last one. I stopped buying movies a long time ago because it's expensive. It's expensive and I watch a movie once and then I don't ever watch it again. And when I was collecting a lot of stuff, like when I was collecting all the alpha videos, I was kind of doing it as a sort of collection to have the physical copy. And now kind of movies are so disposable. I watch them once and I never watch them again. Hot Tub Time Machine, even though lots of them are anachronisms. Seems to me like book adaptations would work better. as a shorter new media series than in movies. Yes, there's so many things. Like take the Miss Peregrine movie that Tim Burton did last year. I've actually read the books, or at least most of them. I've read the first two and like halfway through the third one. Yeah, that should have been a TV series. That should not have been crammed into one movie that changed the entirety of like the third act and changed characters and made fewer characters. Like they should have made a TV series. Like I think they changed too much with that, but you need to braid your hair like Pippi Longstocking. Maybe. I think it would probably look awful though if I braided it. Is your guitar case full of guns? It is not. It's actually just got a guitar in it. Nostalgia is a safe investment, established properly with an estimable fan base. Wow, words. I'm like having trouble reading today. Why do you think there aren't any new ideas? Because they've run out of ideas. Like, I have ideas all the time that could work. You know, I want to do a TV series of Star Trek that is kind of like a combination of Love Boat and Fantasy Island that takes place on Risa. Like, that's the type of show I want to see. You know, it would be cheesy, it would be corny, it would be funny, it would be fun. And you could have, like, it could be kind of like a Deep Space Nine thing where it's just a bottle series where you're stuck on a hotel on Risa. And it would be great, and I would absolutely love it, but that's okay. So I'd probably get the nerds too excited. Yeah, if they tried new original things, that would absolutely get nerds too excited, I think. It's so disappointing, too. Like, I don't know why we can't have new things. Or anytime we do have something new, it's so under-promoted and underfunded. I mean, look at something like The Expanse. I still haven't really watched yet. When we do have new properties, like people, or even The Orville. The Orville gets so panned on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's so crazy. Like, how is The Orville getting an 18 on Rotten Tomatoes? What are the critics not seeing in The Orville that they're seeing in Discovery that I'm not seeing in Discovery? You know, why is Discovery getting like a 90 something on, or 80 something? It's just crazy. Like, what am I missing something? Am I, this is not entertaining. This is annoying. How am I just like a chronically depressed person or something? I don't know. Yes, but fans love The Orville. That's the thing. The fan score is like through the roof. So, oh, you're talking about the brains. Well, that's why I don't wear super low-cut stuff on the stream, too. And critics hate Seth MacFarlane. They do. Why do they hate Seth MacFarlane? What's wrong with him? Maybe because Family Guy kind of went downhill and it's a little trendy to bash on Family Guy, maybe? I don't know. Hollywood is like high school. Absolutely. Why does The Last Jedi have a high Rotten Tomatoes rating? The shill is on. So, my theory on a lot of, like, the shills, quote-unquote shills, is that, when they get red carpet treatment and they get invited to premieres, or they get a swag bag, or they get press kits, or whatever they get handed out, subconsciously they start thinking, I had a really good time. I am so honored that they gave me something. And then they give a favorable review. So I think even half of the time it's not even intentional that they're giving favorable reviews. This is why there's like a YouTuber that I absolutely call out sometimes, and I don't want to name any names, but this YouTuber gets free, it's a Nintendo YouTuber, it's a gaming YouTuber, so most of you probably have never even seen this person, but they get free games to promote for people, and that's their job, is to shill games for Nintendo. They get pretty much every game handed to them, mailed to them. They do videos opening opening boxes from Nintendo or McDonald's or wherever, and that's and they give favorable reviews, whether the game is good or not. They give a favorable review. So yes, John Campia. Hey, Random, what are you mad about today? Not a whole lot. I mean, I got some errands done today, and I got some stuff taken care of. Had a decent lunch, so I'm not really that mad today. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm that mad today, and it's so weird because I did go through and I did record my video for Star Trek Discovery Season 2 the trailer, just kind of the screenshot analysis and ranting and raving. And even then, I'm like, I still end up giggling because I just can't be so super angry when I have like so many awesome people hanging out and wanting to watch it, and like And so in the back of my head, I'm like, yes, I'm very angry about this show, but you guys are so awesome. So this is why I get mad, but I just end up giggling too. So I understand how critics feel about and understand how critics. I understand how critics feel about Seth MacFarlane to a point, because personally, outside of American Dad and The Orville, the rest of his stuff's pretty meh. Yeah, Family Guy definitely went downhill. Family Guy was great, like before it got canceled. I still have plushies. Let's see if I can grab one without destroying my, yes, without breaking stuff. So yeah, I've got my original Brian. I do have my original Stewie. Can I get him? I can. So I have my original Brian and Stewie from like 1999, I want to say. And yeah, I found these like at KB Toys when KB was clearing stuff out, so. I found Family Guy too smug. Yeah, I liked it at first, and then I stopped watching it. I haven't seen it in a long time. This is why I only have up to a few seasons, up to like the red box set, and then the rest is Futurama. But Mike says, would you like to see a futuristic sci-fi movie where computers are a thing of the past and everyone has neural interfaces? Maybe. That'd be okay. Yeah, that could be an interesting sort of thing. I don't know. That could definitely work more in anime, probably. I feel like how Cartman does about Family Guy. Yeah, you should like Family Guy, but I don't like Family Guy. Yeah, I absolutely prefer South Park. Like, I've got South Park posters from 1998. I've got the first cover of Rolling Stone with Kenny on a poster still. Like, I have a connection to South Park, though, because I grew up in Colorado, and when you start seeing shows and things come out of your home state, you kind of have this sort of pride about it and a connection to it. Like, yes, I will like South Park for the rest of my life because of that. And I even did a Let's Play of Fractured But Whole on the channel last year, and it was great. It was probably my favorite game that came out last year. I was never a fan of Seth until The Orville, and I can see that. I can see why people probably don't like a lot of Seth MacFarlane's sort of gritty humor. Jenny Nicholson flipped from hating Rogue One to loving The Last Jedi. It feels like because she got invited to the premiere, she refused to analyze The Last Jedi the way she did with Rogue One. Yeah. If you have if you get invited, I mean, it is a kind of a conflict of interest to critically review something if you're given it for free. I think so. It's such a weird thing. Like, and hello, John. Welcome. I frequently watch YouTube clips of At the Movies with Siskel and Ebert. Watching them disagree is a blast. Yeah, if you guys haven't watched Siskel and Ebert, that was great. That's one of the things that I loved about The Critic, is that they brought up all of the old movie critics like Rex Reed and Gene Shalit and all these people that like I grew up watching when I was a kid too. And, like, I didn't get to go see every single movie, but I could watch Siskel and Ebert, or I could watch, Leonard Maltin, or any of those people. Reviewers who get special treatment from the studios almost never give bad reviews. That's what I think. That definitely, and I think even on a subconscious level, they aren't going to. They're going to give a favorable review because it was free. And that's always one of those hard things. Like if you're a YouTuber or something and somebody gives you something for free, how can you give a fair review of it? Like, I would feel so bad if somebody said, "Here, I worked really hard on this. Review this for me," and it was shit. Like, wouldn't you feel really shitty about like just giving somebody, just tearing their hard work apart like that? Went to South Park Junior High or Junior School. Awesome. Reviewers who give bad reviews most likely do stop getting special treatment. Possibly. I mean, look at Jim Sterling. How many games does he have to buy personally because he's given bad reviews of things? Do you remember The Critic with John Lovitz? You can probably see it right about there. Yes. I do. That is such a good show. Why doesn't that continue? God, The Critic kind of formed a lot of my opinions on movies in the 90s. Just remember when they did, when the critics like, just wait until you see what they did with Jurassic Park 2. And then they made 2. And then 3, and yeah, it was definitely so ahead of its time, where they knew, okay, they're gonna cash in on these movies because nothing's original. Nothing was original then when people were watching it, Anyone remember Animaniacs? Their spoof of Roger, or of Siskel and Ebert. Yes, yeah. Animaniacs had the spoof. Absolutely. Well, I still remember Animaniacs, like Mr. Director. I loved him because basically Paul Rudd or Paul Rugg. Paul Rugg, one of the writers for Animaniacs, he played Freakazoid, not Ant-Man, but the other guy with a similar name. He would do this Jerry Lewis impression, which was so spot on, and that was their Mr. Director that they always sprinkled through, and I loved that so much. The Critic and Duckman are being forgotten. I've seen people, like, I've seen them re-air the Duckman and the Critic. God, this was a long time ago on Comedy Central though. Duckman, I'm pretty sure they released all of Duckman on DVD. Pretty sure. When you pick healer class and Stick of Truth and Cartman says, Jew, huh? I guess we'll never be friends. Or a white thief. Interesting. I couldn't stop laughing. God, well, in Fractured But Whole on South Park, they have this joke where you choose your game difficulty, and it's basically white guy easy, and like the darker your skin tone is, the harder it gets. And it's like, yes, don't worry, hard mode is black people basically in the game, and it says, don't worry, this won't affect the gameplay but every other aspect of your life. And that was one of the funniest jokes ever on South Park. And this is why they can do stuff like that. They can kind of poke fun at it because, you laugh, but you're like, yeah, it's funny, but it's kind of true. Duckman was a cult gem. Duckman was good. I remember Duckman. Duckman was great. Making sure there's nothing like odd here. I always worry every time I use screenshots of something. I always worry that it's gonna get like a strike or something. A claim I don't mind because like I don't make anything in ad revenue, so a claim I don't care about. I can just do whatever. But like a strike, you can't go live, and if you can't go live, then you can't like talk to people and interact. And I am one of the things I've always done on YouTube is be a live person. So I do way more live than videos in the past, and I'm doing like far more videos now than I ever did live stuff, so it's so weird. It's so weird. The fans review what counts. The fans are the ones that buy tickets to see the movies. You would think so. Yeah, you would think that the fans matter more than the critics. But sadly, a lot of the fans see the critic score and then they assume whether they're going to like it or dislike it. And I've certainly had that happen with me when I go through and watch something and I watch a trailer, and whoever I'm watching the trailer like with or react to it, I guess if I'm watching like a YouTuber react to the trailer, I will be either excited or not based on who I'm watching it, I think, because I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if I have taste in movies, because I never like the popular movies. I always get kind of bored with like the ones that people really, really love and are excited about. And then the ones I actually like and enjoy are all these weird, obscure, oddball movies that no one's ever heard of. But I don't know. People pay way too much attention to Rotten Tomatoes. They do. Like, for example, I think one of the movies I really enjoyed this year was the sequel to Super Troopers. But I saw that in the theater in Colorado on 4/20, so take that as you will. Take that as you will. Pretty much everybody in the theater was very much enjoying it as well. And it was packed. It's sold out. Super Troopers 2 opening night in Colorado sold out. And that's kind of the one of the weird examples of like how I think critics versus what I think are never the same, but didn't Ghostbusters 2016 get an 80-something on Rotten Tomatoes? Did it? Oh, see, now I gotta Google it. Remember Howard the Duck? I do. God, they're gonna like bring that out on Blu-ray again, and then they're gonna censor out the duck tits or something. Ghostbusters. I gotta look up their score on Rotten Tomatoes. I hope it wasn't good. What score did you get? Oh, fuck you, Ghostbusters 2016. Oh, Lord. Fuck you, Rotten Tomatoes. You people. This just shows me that half of the people in the world are idiots. 51% of the people are stupid. I mean, it's still a turned over bucket of thing, but They gave Ghostbusters a chance till Bill Murray died, and they said he must not have been a real Ghostbuster. I know. He didn't have what it takes to be a Ghostbuster. Are you kidding me? Bill Murray didn't have what it takes to be a Ghostbuster, but your ass does? You just wandered in the office off the street. Do they even pay you, lady? Oh, do not get me started on Ghostbusters 2016. That one triggers me. Audience is still at 50%. That's appalling. I know. What critics are giving this a 70%? This movie was terrible. It was slow. It was boring. It was unimaginative. It was tonally inconsistent. It was unfunny. It was mean-spirited. This is where a lot of this shit started, where they male bash so bad. 74% of critics suffer from groupthink. I know. Yes, and it's certified fresh. How do you have a 6 out of 10? A 6.5 is fresh. 6.5 is mediocre. 6.5 is like a C. I think Ghostbusters was politically biased. Yeah, well, they're little digs at like, oh, you go back to your mother's basement. Like, fuck you. Put the donut down, Abby. Yeah, I'm a big girl. I can make jokes like that. I really hated that movie. That's how I found Midnight's Edge, actually, is because I hated the Ghostbusters. I hated the controversy of it. I started hearing all these stupid things like coming through like Cinemassacre and stuff, where James Rolfe wasn't going to review it, and people were attacking him because he said, hey, I'm just not going to review it. It doesn't look very good. And people were calling him all kinds of names and sexist and misogynist and all this shit, and they were threatening his wife because he's got a wife and kids and stuff, and they were like going after her. How, like, what kind of woman would marry him? Like, oh, you did not. Who marries you, people, like, going after somebody who just doesn't want to review a stupid looking movie? That's what kind of got me into the fight, was the whole Ghostbusters shenanigans. I never watched it. I love myself too much. Don't. Ghostbusters, the best sleep I ever had. I haven't seen it. I won't watch it. Yeah, don't watch it. It's terrible. The new Ghostbusters is absolutely terrible. There is no reason to watch it. It's fun seeing Anita Sarkeesian lose her shit over the Buffy reboot and saying the same thing people said about Ghostbusters 2016. Exactly. And this shit this gets me so mad. Let me clip this. Let me clip this real quick. I'm gonna start recording. This will be a separate video on its own, but you guys will see this live. We need to talk a little something about Anita Sarkeesian here. All right, I'm gonna start recording now. So if I don't see you guys in chat, give me a second. Hello everyone, my name is Random, and we are in the middle of a live stream, and if you didn't see the whole live stream, it's good, but we're clipping this part because this is important. Anita Sarkeesian, please, go fuck yourself. Seriously. You said years ago that people were misogynist and upset at Ghostbusters 2016. Oh, it's a reboot. Give it a chance. It's a reboot. And now, with your rage at what they're doing to your precious Buffy, the fucking vampire slayer, now you see why we were so pissed, you stupid cunt. Now you get it, Anita Sarkeesian. This is the shit we were going after years ago, and now you're finally getting a taste of it yourself, and dear God, it's delicious to see you going through this, you horrible woman. Please go fuck yourself. Crawl into a hole and die. I'm sick of dealing with you, Anita Sarkeesian. That is all. No more reboots. No more. We're done with reboots. I don't want to see any more remakes. Nothing. And thank you for watching. Yeah. So, anyway, where were we? So say we all. Yeah. Yes, F it, we're doing it live. Yeah, that's going to be clipped for its own thing. Like, I just wanted to record that little snippet for her. Who is she and why is she being given attention? Anita Sarkeesian is one of the worst people I've ever seen. She has like the black hair and just a little bit of red underneath, and she is one of these feminazi cunts who go around telling everybody why men are bad and why reboots are a good idea. And now she's getting a taste of her own medicine, and she doesn't like it very much. You know, she was the one, wasn't she one of the main ones? Yeah, she's the queen SJW. She's like the head bitch of all the SJWs, right? The next Wonder Woman will star Caitlyn Jenner as the main character. I know. Hopefully I was like, that probably won't be monetized because I cussed a little too much. Same thing with the stream, but that's okay. I just get so mad about Anita Sarkeesian. And I don't want to just make a whole channel bitching about her because, like, there's other people, but Anita Sarkeesian was a nobody until the gaming press propped her up to shit on their own audience and call them sexist. Yes, she's one of those people who are like, oh, you're sexist, you're a misogynist if you don't like this. Yeah. I cranked it to 11. I'm sorry. All men are trash. Just no man. Yeah, and you know what? Fucking Anita Sarkeesian. I like you. No, I'm not hitting on you. I like the way you think. Well, thank you so much. No, it just bothers me so much that these people end up with, like, platforms and followings when they don't know anything about anything. They don't have any common sense. Like, I might not know every bit of trivia about Star Trek. I might get, like, names and planets and things wrong. I might not know every Star Wars reference and every little thing. But I know, like, the spirit of the properties. I know how people respond to it. And I know the emotional connection people have to these things. And when you go remaking and rebooting and trouncing on people's memories like this, you're basically saying, oh, well, what you loved sucked. Fuck what you loved. And that's a personal attack sometimes, you know? Like, it's just so annoying. Right on, Nightbot. Anita sucks. Hello, Brad Noble. Sarkeesian has literally fought against women being able to choose for themselves because then they might choose for something that she doesn't like. I know, like, her opinion matters. When I guess her opinion does matter, and we do have the right to agree with her, and she does have the right to say whatever she wants to, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else. And that's kind of one of my problems with people like Anita Sarkeesian, is, like, I will go after something she says personally. I try not to generalize, and I try not to, like, paint every single liberal with that brush of they're all SJW, because they're not. You know, it's like just this tiny little group of these crazy people like her. 100% agree with you. Well, thank you so much. Yes, that was a fun ride. That's going to be like its own video. That's going to be a random versus Anita Sarkeesian. That's going to be like a 30-second thing, and that's probably going to get like either 2 views or 1 million views. So who knows? I'm afraid to comment anymore. And yeah, that's another thing. Like if you're a man, if you are clearly male in your name or your picture or something, people go after you, and it really, really sucks. Same thing with me. They're like, they go after me. They're like, oh, how can you go against your own like this? Well, my own kind are people who can think for themselves, know racism when they actually see it, and don't jump on the racist bandwagon because it's trendy and they're too dumb to know any different. My people have IQs higher than their shoe size, thank you very much. I'm not going against my own, I'm going against idiots. Need baby one more time. I was rebuffed for linking progressives and SJWs. Yeah, and that's I've done that too. I've absolutely done that too, because like you get in these mindsets and you repeat back what you say, and I've done that myself. And that's why I had to put an apology to actual liberals on my channel, because yeah, I said the wrong thing. I absolutely made a mistake there. And you know, liberals and even like socialist sort of things. Canada has socialized medicine. That's absolutely a good thing. We need that in America. Absolutely. Do you think I would be as miserable as I am if we had, you know, socialized medicine? No, I would be more inclined to... Well, that's a whole nother story for another day, and I don't want to get into too much personal life stuff, but... you're a racist. I hope you're not. Star Trek used to be progressive, now it's SJW. And SJWs, like, somebody asked me once, like, how are these people so stupid? And I have a theory on this. I have a theory that a lot of these social justice warrior types are people who should have never gone to college. A lot of these people are coming out of college and they're too dumb to understand it. These are the people who were passed up and skipped up, and they get passing grades on tests in school because school sucks in America. And, you know, 40, 50 years ago, dumb people could just go work at the grocery store. And now dumb people get jobs writing for garbage tier websites for Star Wars, and they're filled with misspellings. And, you know, how many times do I watch Midnight's Edge After Dark and Rob's like, spell check your proofread your fucking article. Exactly. Same thing with when you watch Ethan Van Sciver. He's always pointing out all these misspellings and typos in articles. And these assholes go to college. And these assholes are not smart enough to understand college. They are not smart enough to get concepts and ideology and to understand what they're being taught. So they're being taught that, yes, in the past, men have generally had it a little easier than women. So what they hear is men are worse than women. Men suck. And they don't understand that that's not exactly what is being taught to them. And it really pisses me off. Story group time. Oh, yeah, that story group. Ooh, don't get me started on the Lucasfilm story group. That's another rant. Let's not talk about the tyrannical stuff as against the rules. Don't tell anyone that Lenin was a fascist. Don't tell anyone that Hitler was a socialist. I know, it's crazy. They're smart enough to get violent. Well, I mean, anybody can pick up a rock and throw it at somebody. I mean, even the most primitive caveman could do that. I think the SJW mindset is rooted in slacktivism. Yes, it is rooted in the, this is the kind of the same mentality of people who they want to show that they're doing something important. They want to show that they're making a difference by liking or retweeting something or getting into it in an argument in a comment section with somebody. But they won't actually get off their ass and vote or do anything, or they won't get off their ass and like lobby for something. They won't hand out flyers for their candidate. They won't start mailing campaigns. They won't do anything other than just get a like on Facebook or something. And it really bothers me. And that's just enough for them to release the endorphins in their brain to say, hey, I did something good. I told a man baby he was racist, therefore I'm not. And they're so stupid in their little ways, and then they go back to playing Candy Crush, and they don't understand any of what they say. They don't understand that, you know, by calling a man, you know, a white man, like a racist, that they just committed racism themselves and sexism. Hello, Zoogie, welcome. Exactly, anyone can throw a rock, but brute force will accept them, or else. Disney has destroyed Star Wars. Yes, I think so. I think so. There's sentries in his basement. Oh, Lord. But yeah, and this is one of the things. This is why, like, oh, I love your guitars in the background. Well, thank you. I have those two, and then I have those two, and then I have this one, and then I have one behind me that you can't really see. Also, I got some new Cthulhu figures that you guys can't really see. I should probably go bring those over at some point, but yeah. And yeah, Disney has destroyed Star Wars. There's just so many annoying things. Like, there's so many annoying things. One quick message here. No flying V guitar. You know what? I need one. I used to have one. God, if I can find my photos. You should play something on live stream. Sometimes I do. I used to. I'll show you my old flying V. Alright. And it looks like we might be doing a ladies' night on Midnight's Edge. If for anybody who wanted to hear me and Ren battle it out, I guess. No, she's probably fine. Hopefully she won't be too pissed at me. Because Hey, Uncle E. Is Uncle Ethan here? Holy crap. If Uncle Ethan's here. I don't see him. I love your name. Yeah. Is the Lucasfilm Story Group rant going to be in this video? Yeah, so, okay, so the Lucasfilm, the Lucasfilm Story Group. Oh, also, here's my, God, here are the guitars here's my bedroom when I was like 12. Holy shit. These are the guitars I had when I was 12. I do have pictures. So that was my Flying V. I want to replace it with the Dean Michael Schenker. So if anyone can hook me up, I'm fine with the lower tier one that's going to be easier to change the strings. And then this is a Washburn that I had. God, I don't know why I peeled the sheet back, but you can kind of see an Iron Maiden, Seventh Son poster and Jimi Hendrix and Guns N' Roses. I can't see what the other poster is, but can I play Hendrix? No, I am not good enough to play Hendrix. I am kind of crap, but... So, talk to me about the Lucasfilm Story Group. What do you guys think? Absolutely, what do you guys think of the Lucas Group? Dean makes great guitars. Also, you should check out Schecter. Schecter. Yes. Yes. Well, I've got the BC Rich Warlock in my case. But yeah. You have the Dean Flying V. Which one? Do you have the black and red Flying V gunslinger, or do you have the and which version too? Because I need to look that one up. eBay. I actually was saving one. Gotta run, catch the rest later. Well, thank you so much for being here, Nerdrotic. Everybody, subscribe to Nerdrotic if you want an awesome like daily live chat sort of thing. Oh, let's see. Dean, Michael Schenker, Flying V. Let me look it up. Because they have like the black and the oh, they've got a new one. See, that's not the one I want. I want the low end. I want the cheapo. Is this the cheapo? Yeah, this is the cheapo. Alright, let me pull this up. So this is the one I want. Because it's got the strings I could easily change out. This is the Flying V I want to get eventually. I don't even make this kind of money to justify it. But I always have I just have such a soft spot for Flying V guitars. So that's the one I want to get. And plus it's black and red, and I like that, so. The black and white standard. I want the lights out pickups. Yes. So yeah, lights out, definitely. Like Michael Schenker, just so much of that UFO era is such an influence for me. Check out the Schecter. Check out Schecter model Ultra Care. It's a really awesome guitar. Schecter Ultra Care. This is Guitar Shopping with Random 101. What's this? Schecter Ultra Care. Looks like a Harley Quinn in guitar form. Kind of, yeah. Kinda. Triple X. I'm not seeing them. I've seen the Hellraisers. Yeah, the Schecters are nice, though. I guess some of them are cheap. The other guitar I really like is the White Falcon. The Brendan Small, the white Flying V. That is so awesome. That was another one I'd really love to have. I'm not in that caliber. I am in the, I know a few chords and I know a few Ramones songs, and that's about it. I am not a very good guitar player, but I like it. I really enjoy it. Guitar talk, loving it. Yeah, I can talk guitars a little bit. I don't know. I think you can handle an SG. Maybe. I mean, anything without anything that's easy to change the strings out on. Anything I don't have to go in and adjust the tension and all that. Play the white Les Paul and it's nice, but it feels weird without that fretboard. Yeah, and I'm like so used to my LTD now that going back to my Warlock feels kind of funny. But then I can go back and play my old Fender acoustic, and it feels more closer to what I remember playing than like the Martin. But the Martin sounds so much better and it feels so good. It's just I did actually get paid from YouTube finally, so I think I might pick up some new strings for that. For probably both of them. I had a local musician make my set though. BK White Falcon. You guys know the White Falcon. Oh my god, let me find this. The Brendan Small guitar. Brendan Small, White Falcon. How do you spell Brendan Small? Playing guitar is such a great hobby. It is. Oh, it's the Epiphone. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. So this is the other guitar I really like. But God, and like the Flying V's are all neck through, I think, right? Or most of them. It's so pretty. They got Gibson pickups on this. Oh. Isn't this just like it's an Epiphone. It's just such a gorgeous, it's such a sexy guitar. I mean, I think about guitars, I have flashbacks to the scene from Animal House. Oh no. Playing guitar saved my life. I lost the ability to play due to illness and chemotherapy, but getting the ability back saved my life. See, and that's awesome. That is absolutely, like, getting back into guitar is such an amazing sort of hobby that people have. Like, and once you find people who are guitar enthusiasts, like it's such a fun thing to talk about, because like once you know guitars, or at least know a little bit about guitars, then you can kind of talk to anybody about guitars to a certain extent. check out. Oh, you're telling somebody else. Steve Martin plays a banjo. I thought that would be fun. That would be too. That would be good too. I've seen these banjitars, and I know that Sarah's probably sick of me talking about them. They're for E3 they used the banjitar in the beginning of the Last of Us trailer. And I always wanted one. They're so expensive though. But it's basically a guitar on top, like 6 strings of guitar, tuned to a guitar on top of a banjo. So it's kind of a combination of the two. The Doors movie. I do have the Doors movie back there somewhere. Bought my new LP type from All-in-One Guitars. Who do I buy from? I've bought from Reverb. I've bought from Guitar Center. I mean, because Guitar Center. It's due to my illness. I thought I'd never able to play again. But once I finally got back to it, I got so much more positive energy back, and it really helped me a lot. Yeah, that's another thing, and that really sucks that you had to go through the illness and stuff. Billy Connolly plays the banjo. Yes, he does, dude. Billy Connolly's hilarious. Billy Connolly has a lot of my respect because he's an Incredible String Band fan, and I am a fan of the Incredible String Band. But that's some of my, like, I love metal, and I love 60s psychedelic and obscure, and I like a lot of the folk stuff that came out of that era, and I like a lot of the prog stuff that came out of the 70s, and I love a lot of 80s stuff, so my musical taste is kind of all over the place. Check out Slayer played a banjo. Martin guitars are up there with the world's best acoustic guitar makers. Taylor are really good too. Yeah, that's the Martin, like with the Ouija board on it. So when I saw this guitar on Guitar Center's website used for like cheaper than it should have been, I'm like, okay, what's wrong with it? Oh, somebody just burned a design into the top. That's all. We had to list it as good condition because of the design. I'm like, that design is worth more than. You don't take off for the design. You add because of the design, because it's like professionally burned into the top. It's gorgeous. So yeah, thanks Guitar Center for being stupid. Do you like the Cure? Sometimes I can kind of take them or leave them. They're okay. I don't really think Billy can play now because he has Alzheimer's. Oh, that's sad. Play everything from black metal to punk and indie rock. That's why I need a guitar for every genre. See, you need a guitar. You need like my LTD is like a rhythm guitar. It doesn't even have a whammy bar on it. My Warlock has the Floyd Rose, and it's a shredding. It's a shredder. It's a shredder. Man, I'm not a shredder, but it is a shredder. And then of course the Martin's a great folk guitar. And then my little Fender is just kind of like, it's a cheapo Fender. I mean, it's fine. Shell LTD guitar close up. I'm not sure if I can grab it without looking huge on camera. So this is it's an F50. I did a lot of research before I bought it. I saw this in black and I thought it was super sexy, and then I saw it in red and I'm like, yes, I like it in red. It's a cheapo, but it's really good for a cheapo. It is actually really good for a cheapo. What's it? The LTD. It's actually not bad. It's Indonesian. So I think these were like less than 400 new, and I paid even half of that. Not even half of that. Like, I did not pay much for this because I got it used. Because whoever just had it was like, yeah, I just didn't fall in love with it. He even gave me better pickups than these, and I like it just fine. It's fun. It's not super heavy. It is much better than like the cheapo guitars from 20 years ago when I was learning to play. I'm not sure if you like Final Fantasy, but a new CD for Final Fantasy IV Guitar Collection just came out. Ooh, I might have to listen to that. Or Warlock. I miss my old Warlock. Yeah, my Warlock's behind me in the case. LTD does make great guitars, even if they are cheap. If it's made in Indonesia, then it's probably made by Court. Those are great. Yeah, cheap guitars are fine. Cheap guitars are good. I don't mind that at all. Play my Jazzmaster and Mustang for punk and indie rock, my SG for metal, and my Strats for everything. Well, Strats, like, if you get a decent Fender Stratocaster, or even, like, the Squier. I had Squier when I was a kid. I don't know if I still have pictures of the Squiers, but I think I upgraded from the Squier to the Flying V. And it was an Arbor Flying V, too. And I was so happy when my mom had pictures of these when I went and visited her last April. So I stole all of my pictures, so that's why I have my pictures of my old stupid guitars and stuff. throw some dragon fires in her and lower the action. And set up, I think you'll maybe set up differently on the... Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think the LTD's fine. I'm going to leave it as it is. I need to take the Warlock in. It needs new strings. It needs adjusting. I don't think it's ever had new strings. It basically... So, when I got it, it was like 2001, and I went through a whole lot of stuff dealing with, just a lot of stuff in general. And, I ended up throwing it in a closet and kind of forgetting about it. And I got out of playing and I had to be an adult and it really sucked. And so I didn't really get back into playing until maybe 6 months ago or 7 months ago. Maybe October. Whenever October was. How many months ago that was. You're awesome. Like and subscribed. Well, thank you so much. I complain about stuff. So I totally cussed out Anita Sarkeesian. So you have all of YouTube to watch, learn. I know. Send a photo on Twitter. Go check it out. I will totally. Let's see, I miss my Warlocks. Oh, dude. Dude, you were like a proper metal dude. Is this a Venom shirt? No. See, that's what mine looks like. Did you guys want to see it? I hate getting on camera here, but God, you know, the second I do... Here, let's look at the Brendan Small White Falcon while we do that. While I go put this one away. Oh. Alright, well, look at this. I'm gonna go grab my Warlock. No, it's a Ragnarok shirt. Oh, okay. Alright. Well, look at that while I put this one down. I have such a good camera angle, and I hate showing my fat self on camera. Because I'm old. And one of these days we will actually have this tuned up before a stream. Like, people who come to the streams, I think, I usually have something ready to talk about, and then I never end up talking about them. So, yeah. Play Zeppelin. I can't play Zeppelin. I am not. Like, I think I can play parts of songs, but I can never play full songs. I'm actually kind of crap at guitar. So that's the Warlock. It is, yeah, that's showing up. It's got kind of a design in the wood that you can see. So that's the wood underneath. It's the exact same Warlock I had. Don't ding it! This is why I hate taking it out, because I always think I'm going to drop it or ding it. This is the neck through. It is the widow head. It is actually pretty nice. Watch out for the snow falcon. I heard some things. Yeah, I'm not going to buy one. I can't. You know, it would take me like 6 months of YouTube on a good month to even, well, maybe 2 years of YouTube. Because you gotta figure, in 6 months, if you get paid twice in 6 months, yeah, that's not even what a White Falcon costs. Yeah, these are nice, though. I mean, it kind of is upright when you play it. It's totally not in tune. Oh, God, it's not in tune. It's horrible. It's the flame top. I don't think it's supposed to be the flame top. I think it's just supposed to be black. But that's just how the wood looks. It shows up a lot better on this camera for sure. So I did switch out cameras. It's bothering me that the camera keeps trying to focus when it should not. But then again, whatever. Yeah, it's not a flame top. All the other Warlock. Sent a photo of my beautiful Mustang. Oh, see, that's good. That's a nice guitar. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I'm kind of one of those weird music geeks. I like a lot of different genres, so, like, fuck. That was my bedroom when I was, like, 15. I actually still have this poster on the wall right now. I am not even kidding. I still have that. Do you play at the local coffee houses? I do not. I am such a bad guitar player. I can play bits of songs and then I lose interest. I will learn a part of a song. Throwing out tacos sucks. Oh no, you throwing out tacos? Mine was just black. It came in flame topped. Mine had smaller diamond inlays too. Yeah, I've got the, well, they're the bigger diamond inlays. Do you relate to MTV's Daria? I didn't watch Daria that much. I found her to be annoying in the 90s. Like, I really found her to be annoying. I watched a lot of stuff like Beavis and Butthead, though. I was a huge Beavis and Butthead fan. There's Let's Plays on my channel that I would use Beavis and Butthead sound bites for, and I used to have a soundboard. And I'm actually setting up a stream, the Stream Deck to be sort of a visual soundboard, so I can pull up video clips and stuff if I need to. So you're like, maybe. If I could get the Dean, maybe. We're like for a Dean. This guitar, though, I've had him for so long. I've had this for, like, since, like, 2001, and even though it's been kind of in a closet, and it's still, I don't know. I mean, if somebody could play it and love it the way I do, and I knew somebody who could, like, hold on to it for the rest of their lives, I think then I might sell it. But it's just it's more of a sentimental thing, and it's more of a it's more of a, it just reminds me of like that time of my life when I got it. So you remind me of Daria. Really? If you're selling it, contact me. I regret so much getting rid of it and my PRS. Dude, PRS, I will never own a PRS. I will never have that kind of cash. They are so nice though. Oh my god. So for people who don't know what a PRS is, they're like super high-end, amazing sound, just amazing soul of a guitar. That's how you do it. Like, and I'm probably the first one to admit that, yeah, Warlocks are a bit overrated, but they're so pretty. They're so nice. Oh, you can totally see my camera in there. Oh god, you can probably see my Misfits poster too. Yeah, you can totally see my Misfits poster there. And my Mystery Science Theater ones. I still have that poster on my wall from like 20 years ago. More than 20, from like 1994 is when I had that Misfits poster. The Korean PRSs are really amazing, yes. Paul Reed Smith. Like, I can't remember. It's not Stanley, because Paul Stanley popped into my head. I'm like, that's not it. Don't say Paul Stanley. Don't say Paul Stanley. I did remember it, though. I'm like, that's not Paul Stanley. Because names, I'm getting old. Did you guys notice, like, when you get a certain age, you just, like, blank on names and stuff. Come to the UK and we can watch British TV shows together. I would love to. I would love to go back to the UK. I do have a passport. I went to the UK 4 years ago, and I loved it. I wish I could have stayed. It was amazing. I was even in, like, I didn't even go to anywhere touristy, really. I went to the northeast of London, or not London, the northeast of England. I was in Newcastle. I didn't see any of London except for the airport, so I kind of wish I would have seen more of it, but... Are you into Nirvana? Maybe. A little bit here and there. That was the 90s. Like, I was listening to a lot more than just what was on the radio. Like, I am still, to this day, a huge Warlock Pinchers fan. Totally check them out. This album especially. Maybe this one too. Like, go check out the Warlock Pinchers. They're kind of the Beastie Boys meets Slayer meets, yeah, fun. I miss the 90s. Me too. Could you understand the Geordies? Of course. Of course. Please. Yes, of course I could. I'm not that bad. I'm kind of an Anglophile, so of course I can understand the Geordies. Asking me, I grew up with Nirvana, but not really fond of them since I'm from Sweden. Yeah, see, and that's another thing. Like, for me, they were huge in the United States. I remember when I was a kid, and or when I was like 14 or something, and Kurt Cobain died. Nirvana was never my favorite. I liked them enough, but like in 94 or so, I was listening to a lot more stuff like Babes in Toyland. Typo Negative was one of my favorites. You know, like this poster was I was kind of a goth. But I also really liked Ween and the Butthole Surfers and Dead Milkmen, and you know, I liked a lot of the funnier bands like They Might Be Giants. I liked a lot of unusual things. I liked a lot of punk. I liked 45 Grave and the Cramps and. So yeah, I liked a lot of different stuff back then, but you know, Nirvana was alright. I certainly didn't hate a lot of their stuff, and I liked a lot more than I hated of theirs. So, do you have any music from Daniel Johnston? I do not. I gotta scroll back. People are asking stuff, and I'm blabbing. That's random because she's Gen Y. I'm Gen X. I think I'm like on the cusp of Gen X for sure. Have you heard of Sixto Rodriguez? I have not. He's as good as Dylan, a musician from the 60s. I have not. I might have to check him out. Have you heard of the British show called Mrs. Brown's Boys? I have not either. Christian woman, yeah. God, you gotta really tune down to get the typo negative stuff. Check out Hoorala and let me know. Well, if you want to link it to me, sure, or like send me a thing on Twitter. That'll be the easiest way. Another live. You've been busy. I know. Well, I mean, I like going live. This is kind of what I used to do every day on just doing gaming. But with gaming, people come in and are like, "What do you think of Splatoon 2? I fucking hate it. What do you think of this Nintendo? What do you think of Pokemon? I fucking hate it." And then they leave and they get pissed at me and they be like, "You should play Fortnite." No. So this is kind of what I do, but I have people who like I have way more in common with. That's why I don't mind blabbing for 2 hours. I can link it on Twitter. I'm feeling that I'm spamming you out. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Oh, and thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being a brand new subscriber. Typo negative fan here too, Pantera Manson. I was 11 when Cowboys from Hell came out, and I was like one of 2 people listening to it in 6th grade. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I got to see Typo Negative in during October Rust tour in '96. Dude, it was really amazing. It was around the time that this picture came out. I wish I still had this poster. I really wish I still had this poster. Damn it. But yeah, I was a huge Typo Negative fan. I remember that night that I saw them, I had gone to a Ween concert right before in Boulder, like the night before, then Typo Negative in Denver, and then my mother and I drove to another Ween concert for like the day after in Kansas. And this is Ween's country album, so I was like all over the place musically. Absolutely. But yeah, Marilyn Manson I saw in '98, I want to say. I prefer Gen Y. Check out Mrs. Brown Boys on YouTube. You'll love it. I will. Millennials should be someone born in 2000. Yeah, I don't agree with the millennials being born in like 1980. Because no, I think anybody who grew up with computers could be considered a millennial. But at the same time, you gotta remember, a lot of people who are like a decade younger than me didn't touch computers until they were in their teens, so. I should give you a shout out on my music blog. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm a music geek more so than anything else, probably. I just don't think that a lot of people would tune in for me talking about music. So, like, my first channel on YouTube ever was me talking about music. And I did a series of 60s music that I really liked. And one of my first videos, I think, was the Electric Prunes, probably the Zombies, Jefferson Airplane, stuff like that. You seem pretty fixated with tacos. Hey, tacos are delicious. Those of us born in the 80s are Gen Y. See, and I was not born in the 80s. I'm an old person. I'm a very old person. I'm older than I look. I'm much older than I look. Yeah, I mean, first PC at 16, first internet at 18, dial-up all the 90s. My first computer was probably in 98 or 99 when I was like 19 or 20. Yeah. I had guitars as a kid. Like, I don't know. I had more guitars than I can probably find pictures of. Like, shit. Like, I wish I still had this guitar. It's such a stupid... Let me find pictures of it. I was looking through a lot of my old photos from, like, back then, back in the 90s and stuff. And it's so weird to... It's so weird to even see... God, I can't even see my guitars. I don't know if you can see them. This is a horrible picture, but you can kind of see it. It's an Ibanez EX series that I had when I was like a teenager that I still actually really like. Okay, so I even wrote about 2 a.m., technically Monday, 7/31/1995. Holy shit. So, 1995, this is 1995 me. I still have that Creature Features game. Can you focus? It will not focus. It does not want to focus. It does not want to focus. That is in... Well, fine. It doesn't want to focus then. I'll bring it slowly up, slowly up. God, you can't even see it. Right there. This is a karaoke machine that I used to use as an amplifier for my microphone. My amp is probably a little PV something that you can't see anywhere. This is me in the 90s. Don't ask me why I have an 8-track thing above me. And these are all like cassettes probably, or CDs. That's my old guitar that I wish I still had. God, I wish I still had it. Polaroids, yes. Was I a real rock chick? Kind of. I kind of was. God, this is my old acoustic guitar. It was a Rogue that I painted with actual Home Depot paint. Back in the day. You can't even see it. That was my old hair. I don't think I aged that much. I don't know. You're being retro with the 8-track. I know, the 8-track wheel. I had 8 tracks. I had the Sex Pistols on 8-track back in the day, and AC/DC, and I had keyboards everywhere. Shit. I miss those days. Do you guys ever, like, miss those days? I love my Ibby Geo. Very cool, modded, with white and black scheme and inverse headstock with shark tooth inlays. You were in the 70s like me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm older than I look. Definitely older than I look. It was my Warlock and my PRS. Yeah, and that's kind of the thing. Like a lot of younger kids don't. I think so. Music and entertainment is so. It's so disposable now. You know. Like the kids who they play Roblox on their phones and stuff all day, and they don't understand like what it is to take care of things. You know, they don't have things for very long like we did. They don't have collections of things. They don't have, you know, I've got DVDs from like 20 years ago. I used to have VHS from way back when as well, and it was just only recently, like 4 years ago, that I got rid of all of them. But yeah, nostalgia gets us all. My 90s pictures had a mullet and a mustache, and I rocked it. See, and that's the 90s. That's how the 90s were. God, shit. I still have pictures, like, I've still got these posters. Like, there's a picture of my cat. You can't really even see it, but there's a picture of, like, a cat on a blanket, and I still have the posters. That cat probably died 10, 15 years ago. That wasn't my cat. That was somebody else's cat. But I still have the Mystery Science Theater poster, and I still have one of these South Park posters. You can't even see them. I miss being informed by the news. Now it's all shock value and political hit pieces. Well, and so much of the news that we get is like so pick and choose, and it's so biased one way or another, you know? Taking joy and pride, fixing it up, making her shiny. Oh, I understand what you mean. I dug up my brother's old Les Paul, and it's such a beauty. It has almost 20 years on it now, but still rocks and it feels so nice. Yeah, like, there's, Malcolm Young had this guitar that he had like duct tape on. He popped off things off the back of it, you know. And you once you get a guitar that you love, you kind of stick with it forever. So, rewind the cassette with a pencil. Yes, you put the little tab over to record over something. Use the tape to record a movie after the tab. Use the tape to record a movie. Yeah. You put a little piece of Scotch tape on the end, so because of where the tab is. Exactly. Oh man, see now this is fun. Like, thank you guys for just kind of hanging out while I reminisce about God, back when I was like doing music and having fun, and it was like so hopeful, and I was writing all night, and this is why I don't get rid of the guitars and stuff. Even though this is a guitar I had like after this point in my life, but I still enjoy it, and I still remember that. I totally get that. My SG and one of my Strats I've had for about 10 years each now. I will never get rid of them. That's how I'm with the Martin. The Martin's mine forever. The Martin, I saw that and I'm like, that's got a Ouija board on it. That is mine forever. I saw Marilyn Manson's video from, God, what was it? Like, Get Your Gun or something. And their guitarist had the Ouija board guitar back in like 90s, 95, 96. I wanted a guitar with a Ouija board on it ever since. And, of course, Kirk Hammett's released a few since then, but I don't have $10,000. So I saw the Martin, and I'm like, yes, this is my guitar. I will do whatever I can to get this guitar. I will buy this. You know, I don't have the money, but I'm going to figure out a way. So, how to be young. All dreams, not responsibility. Yes. Yes. Yeah, flipping over vinyl for the B-side. Yeah. Or, God, if you remember 8 tracks, like, some songs would fade out in the middle. If you had a really long song, it would fade out and be on the next track. Yeah, I still remember that, too. My beautiful Strat, my white ice princess Anastasia. I wore out a Jive Bunny record back in '89. I wore out a few records in my day, too. I still have vinyl. I still buy vinyl, Stone Loki says. My kids think I'm crazy for not downloading, but I love my records. Records are different. Like, you can feel them. You can hold them, and you can see it, and you know, I will download stuff if I, you know, for convenience, but I will buy the physical for, you know, an emotional attachment, to have something cool to look on your shelf, you know, like having the Warlock Pinterest CDs on my shelf. There's no reason I needed to buy those. I can listen to them on YouTube at any time. I wanted to have them physically because I used to have them physically, and I regret not having them, so. Still buying CDs and vinyls too. That's why I blog about music. See, that's awesome. Yeah, and CDs and vinyl are... Well, vinyl, you hear little nuances that you don't hear in a lot of these, like, kind of overproduced, or even digitally, and especially not in these overproduced things. If you guys watched Thoughty 2, he's a British guy who does these awesome sort of almost educational sort of videos about why modern music sucks. He did one, and it was really awesome. If you guys ever check that out, it's exactly why a lot of modern music sucks. It's because they boost everything, and you don't hear any subtle nuances, and you don't hear mistakes, and you don't hear breath, and you don't hear anything like that. And I like having more of an intimate connection with my music. I'm sorry. I still buy CDs. I'm not really into downloading. Well, I will download for convenience, you know. There's stuff, instead of going off the shelf to rip it, it's almost easier just to grab it online or something. My daughter likes your hair. Well, thank you. It's showing up so much more hot pink than it should. It's because I still haven't figured out the right balance on my camera, because I want to stay very pale, but I heard a complaint from a certain overlord that I couldn't see my chin in one of my videos, and it was kind of grating, so I've been adjusting it slowly to try and make it pop again. I mean, I cheat and use XM app on my phone. I download till I can get a physical copy. There's like an album that I've been hunting down. I cannot find a digital copy to even listen to. Like, a lot of the time I'll just listen to something on YouTube if I'm just listening, because it's so much easier than going and finding the CD and putting a CD drive in my computer or hooking up a computer that has one. So I will just listen on YouTube, because, like, so much of the stuff I like is just on YouTube now. But there's still a lot that's not. You know, there's, like, if you're, like, a real obscure music fan like me, there's some stuff you just won't find. We should start a band, and I have to go since it's late here in Sweden. Let me know which album you're looking for. I might be able to help you. Murder Ranks. It's called Murder Ranks. They have one available on eBay, and I shouldn't have said that because now somebody will buy it. And I might have to pick it up, but I also need to then pick up a record player with a USB so I can even listen to it. My daughter likes your room, and noticed you have a porg. I have a lot of porgs. I have 2 more. I have a couple of the different talking ones. I have one more right behind me, next to my Andorian, next to the rest of Babylon 5. And you can see Stimpy and Log. Yeah, I've got more porgs. You usually can't see them though. Albums can be a real bitch to track down, but if you know where to look. Oh yeah, I know where this album is that I want. I just can't afford it. It's like $44 plus a record player to play it on, plus the USB thing and software and all that. And thank you for being here, Wobbin22. Why is it $90? I was going to buy it for you. I didn't say it was 45. It was 45. Did it go up to 90? Did it go up to 90? Are you sure? eBay. Probably because I mentioned it. You don't have to buy it for me. Did they relist it? Ended. Yeah, they probably relisted it. It's the original listing. Someone like this. Sellers out. Oh, somebody probably bought it. Or they didn't relist it yet. But yeah, I mean, I would still need... I mean, there's no point in buying a record if I have nothing to play it on. No, this is somebody else. The other person didn't relist it. This is the other version. Well, that sucks. Very rare. Only 500 copies. Yeah, this is somebody else's listing. I would say try emailing the guy and see if they'll relist it. Yeah, don't get it for 90. Get it from Wax Trax or from the other guy from Wax Trax. Reviews for You gave me a name for a band. Well, Trans G Kitty. Oh no. You can still buy new record players. Yeah, and well, the record player I would want would hook up to USB so I could like rip the records, but it's so not worth it for me to buy vinyl. It's just not. I don't have my records here. I left them all in Vegas, and it's probably for the better because this is kind of a damp part of the country, so. Things that were left in 20X. Oh, in the 2000s. Blockbuster and Please Be Kind, Rewind. LPs, but they're not open. Yeah, I used to have, like, the Moist Boys, which is a Ween side band. I used to have both of their albums unopened, and I had, I had a lot of albums and a lot of CDs. Do you like the Toadies? I kind of remember them. Not really. Not really. I am in Seattle. I am not. I am next to a giant body of water, though. Sadly. But it is very, the atmosphere is very... Plus, my office is in the basement, so I usually run the dehumidifier when I'm not streaming, so I don't ruin everything. But, but yeah, there's, like, so many albums and stuff that I would love to find. But no, don't buy the $89 one if anyone does buy it. I have a saved listing, and I think they're probably gonna relist it. But yeah. You said damp. It rains a lot in Seattle. It does. One thing I love about XM is I get 4 to 6 different hard rock metal channels. Where I live, our hard rock channels suck. Yeah. I stopped listening to the radio for a long time. XM radio was playing a really cool channel called Special X. It was XM Station 30. This was back in 2008, 2009, and it played all kinds of awesome stuff like The Residents, the Weird Al Polkas, Devo. It was basically music that sucks, but it was never anything that actually sucked. It was all cool stuff like Tom Waits and you know, like some old novel, like Mrs. Miller, the entire Mrs. Miller album. It's like, dude, I would totally listen to this. Tom Lehrer, you know, all of these really awesome, just a mishmash of all the coolest music that you could probably think of, and the most obscure stuff. And that's how I got into The Residents, was from Special X. You know how you feel. I feel this transgen kitty amuse for all kinds of amusements, like an adult children's book that pokes fun at SJWs. What are those dolls on the shelf? Which dolls? This one is Powdered Toast Man, and then this is Mr. Horse. These guys are from Ren and Stimpy. That's Ren. Let's see, you got Freddy, Yoshi, Jason. This is a Targ from Star Trek. This is a Mugato. He's from Star Trek. This one's a Gorn. He's from Star Trek. This one, he's a Ferengi. He's from Star Trek. That's a Porg. They're from Star Wars. And then this is a Vulcan. He's from Star Trek. I had a channel for a while called One Hit Wonders. Oh no, you just want to get smart. I'm going to make a list of what's on your shelf. Yeah, I mean, if you guys can, like, read enough of it, sure. I know I've got Crusade up there. I've got The Critic. I've got all kinds of weird stuff. The Battlestar Galactica reboot and the original. I think Basketball, you can probably see. I could probably tell you everything behind my shelf just because I know what I have. Oh, I also have a Porg Pez dispenser next to Monty Python. Get smart with The Rock. No, get smart with Don Adams from 1960s. Don Adams, Barbara Feldon. You don't have a Cabbage Patch Kid? I don't. I used to have, the one Cabbage Patch Kid I had when I was a kid was the Astronaut. But I was more of a Garbage Pail Kid fan. I actually have all my Garbage Pail Kids, but you can't see them because they're up higher. And maybe if I adjusted... maybe not. Maybe you can't see them. I don't know. I just feel like I'm ducking. I'll probably change the camera angle again. This is my Talking Freddy, my Weird Al doll. I've got a... What's the Princess Peach, I think? My Mr. Game Show. I need to make a whole video on Mr. Game Show. I think he's cool. Doomcock Beerstein. Buy a Doomcock Stein. Oh, also my my Dark Shadows Josette's puzzle or music box. And I have some more Ren and Stimpy figures you guys probably can't see. The Ren and Stimpy figures right next to my Tribble. I got a lot of crap. If I move this too much, you won't be able to see any. Oh no! And now I've really ruined it. No. Oh, like that. Go there. Okay, that's a little better. It's still gonna bump up and stuff, but now I feel like I'm crooked. Maybe because of the angle. I don't know. It's probably fine. They actually have more tracks on BSG Season 3 soundtrack on vinyl compared to the CD. Ooh, I didn't know that. I know I have the Season 3 soundtrack because the Season 3 soundtrack was good. Yeah, the Devo Tomato. I am breaking things. I know. I'm messing up my camera angle. I'm sorry. Oh, wow, and I'm making it worse. I'm going to have to stop fiddling with it for sure. That's not Harvey. That's not Harvey. Mama Snowman from Rudolph. I actually didn't like those. I don't know. I'm probably the only person in the world who never liked the those claymation or stop motion or whatever they were, animated Christmas. But I hate Christmas. So probably piss off a lot of people. I am the Scroogiest Scrooge in the entire world that's ever Scrooged. For sure. Absolutely. Is this... Oh, okay, that's what that is. It's my microphone. That's what that is. I'm like, what is in my frame? I don't know. I want a George Orwell action figure. Oh, man. And hello, Francisco. I don't understand what you're saying, so I'm sorry I don't understand what you're saying. That looks like Spanish. Christmas is pretentious. Yeah. Do a video on your wall. That would be quick and fun. Actually, no. It was about 45 minutes when I did record everything on my shelves behind me. Yeah, and that was with less stuff on them. So yeah, and I only went over the DVDs. So yeah, that was a good. I do need to have that stitched together if anybody wants to edit that for me. We all know you secretly get into the Christmas spirit every December. Did I? Do I? Do I? Oh, hello, John Hyros. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. You don't have to... Dude, you don't have to, like... But thank you so much. You don't have to... It says hi. I don't know if you guys can see it on the capture here, but it does say what your messages are on screen. So, hopefully you guys can see it. That's why I made it like bigger at one point, but hopefully you guys can see that. Welcome back, Sav. When parents say you'll understand when you're older, they're just being lazy. That's not true. I think when they say you'll understand when you're older, that's like what I usually end up saying. Like, you won't care about stupid digital shit when you're older because it's digital and it goes away. That's why. What do you think of Jason Momoa no longer involved in the Crow reboot? Oh, Jason Momoa. Okay. Well, did they say who's replacing him? I think if anybody would be okay in the Crow reboot, it would be him. But then again, I mean, I don't know. I don't think the Crow reboot's necessary. I think having a Crow reboot is very much it was kind of just fine the way it was. I don't think I even saw it, but I know it was fine the way it was. So they should explain themselves. They should help their children grow and learn. I mean, yes, they should take more time with their kids for sure, but I think the biggest thing is they should not drop their children off for YouTubers to raise them for them, because then you'll have a YouTuber like me who will, you know, basically give them a verbal beating. Because I do not have a lot of patience for it. But I'm not a child person. I'm not a kid person. I am a kid, and I enjoy things. Like, I enjoy having my things where I want them, and for a kid to come in and be like, oh, "What is this? What is this? What is this? What is it?" It's like, put that down. I don't trust you with your sticky, gross little fingers. I think that was Portuguese, and if you translate it, you don't want to know, and that's okay. If they aren't even gonna be bothering to insult me in English, then I'm not gonna bother. Are your figures double jointed? They are not. I am not double jointed. Do you watch Collider at all? I've heard. I don't watch Collider at all. I've never actually clicked on any of their things. It sucks that somebody there passed away. I don't like having an opinion one way or another if I don't really know about it. I've heard that they are kind of the type of people who get a lot of freebies and things from like movie studios, but on a personal level, that really sucks, because didn't he have like a stroke? And I don't really know anything about the Collider guys, but if I have children, I wouldn't leave them with anyone. I'm not a kid person either. I double jointed. Was this middle school? I don't know. What kind of socks am I wearing? None. I'm not. Hello, Kendra Ashmead. Welcome. Yeah, he had a stroke. He was the go-to person for comic news. Oh, see, and that's probably why I've never heard of him, because I don't really know that much about comics. It's so funny. Like, I started watching Ethan Van Sciver not knowing who the crap he was. Like, the first video I saw of his was when he was when he was doing that kind of live, his first reaction to The Last Jedi, and I didn't know who he was. Like, who is this guy? Why is he so... He's like so mellow, but he's so pissed, and he doesn't know what this is, and he knew it was bad, and it took him a few months to see it. And I was there watching this live, and I'm like, okay, so this guy has like 7,000 subs. He must be somebody. Comic artist? All right. So I went and Googled who he was, and I'm like, oh, this guy actually is a real comic book dude. All right. So I subscribed pretty quickly thereafter. And that's so funny though. That's just so funny that like I'm watching people because of Star Wars that I would never like have watched. Angry Mr. Flibble says that's one of the best names ever too. Can't take Collider seriously after watching Red Letter Media's Nerd Crew. Yeah. Yeah, Collider shit. Sorry for their loss. It doesn't change. They're still shit. They seem to me like a lot of high tier, high subscriber count sort of YouTube channels that do get a lot of stuff like that for free. But in comics, I had to block CBR from my Facebook because their shit is just shitty. Oh no. Do you like documentaries or real life thrillers? Documentary, yeah, depending on the documentary, sure. Like I will sit there and watch a documentary on, you know, like the Return of the Living Dead on YouTube or something. Yeah, they do recommend me a lot of those. Real life thrillers, I don't know. Like, what do you mean real life thrillers? He wrote sex subliminally in an X book and got away with it. He's got a whole new level of respect on me for that. Yes, Mr. Flibble is a Red Dwarf reference. I don't know if, yeah, right there. You guys can probably see it right there. Nine seasons. So I don't have the others on DVD, but I do have them somewhere. That's all I'm gonna say. And I've actually seen Danny John Jules in person. So in England. So I've seen a lot of the SDCC trailers. I did not know we would get 2 Orville trailers. Did we get 2 Orville? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, burn. Yes. I know. Oh, you know Red Dwarf. Nice one. I do. Have you seen Zeitgeist or Recommend for the American Dream? No. I mean, if it's like a real big name documentary, I probably haven't seen it. If it's just like a extra thing on the back of it, or on a extras on DVDs, then I probably have. But like actual, like if it's on Netflix, I've not seen it. If it's in a movie theater documentary, then I haven't seen it. Yes, I got the joke. Yeah, I'm not always stupid. We've seen series 11 and 12 is getting a bit old now. I think I've seen 10. I saw the one where they went into, when they went and got, I can't remember his name. They went to Coronation Street. They went to Coronation Street to get the actor who played Lister because they went into like real life, and I did see that one. And they went into like a department store. Yeah, like the 9 seasons of Red Dwarf are okay. I haven't seen a whole lot past that, but yeah, like the X one was kind of ick. Red Dwarf was more than just a lost pilot that shows up now and then. I'll have to check it out. That was not a put down on you if I did not know it was me. Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. That's just yeah. I got it. I know. Well, sometimes I'm a little slow. I didn't think if it was like a put down. It's just sometimes you will get me and I won't get a joke. So that is true. Yeah, Craig Charles, I wasn't big on that one. Then why can't I remember his name? He's like awesome. Doesn't he do in Britain? Doesn't he do like a radio show or something? The Despair Squid. Oh no. The Zeitgeist series are big. They started coming out in 2007. You can watch them here on YouTube for free. They're named by a guy named Peter Joseph. See, I haven't heard of that. I mean, when I watch YouTube, I watch channels with like 1,000 subs or 200 subs. This is kind of why my life has just been so insane in the past like few months, especially this month. It's just been insane. I started watching a little YouTube channel that some of you might know. Back when I started watching it, it was just called Doomcock. And there's about 200 subscribers there. It was this weird, awesome dude in a mask screaming about Star Trek. And he had this cutest little sidekick, this little Cthulhu monster, which was adorable. And I was really reminded of like Space Ghost Coast to Coast and all these awesome things, right? And so now the way my life has taken a turn for this, I've kind of given up on my whole Let's Play channel stuff because I was just so miserable. I was miserable. I was having anxiety attacks before streaming, and I was not wanting to do anything YouTube related. And I took like even a month off. I've taken whole months or 2 months at a time off of YouTube because I was so miserable doing gaming, because my gaming stuff was only being directed to one little demographic of people I had nothing in common with, or one little thing in common with that I knew in passing. And you know, so for me to suddenly be in like the in crowd of like channels with like 60,000 subs like Midnight's Edge and Geeks and Gamers and all these things, to be like known and recognized in these channels, it's just it blows my mind. You guys have no idea how surreal this all is to me, to have 13 people here, or you know, we had what, 20 for at some point, or 30. It is such a surreal sort of experience for me, and I don't know how, like, I don't know how else to describe it, as it's like absolutely insanely surreal and crazy. And yeah, to be a channel with like 3 people in chat, one of them is a mod, one person wants to be there, and then there's a troll, you know, and it's crazy. Yes, Hail Doomcock, may he reign for all eternity. I know. Haven't watched Stargate Atlantis. Should I get the DVDs? I love Stargate Atlantis. If you liked SG-1, you will like Atlantis. Trust me, they do some really awesome character development with some characters you might hate in the beginning. You're gonna love by the end. Trust me, it's amazing. Found you through Doomcock. Found Doomcock through Midnight's Edge. Yes, and that's where I found Doomcock too, because of Ghostbusters 2016, I was watching a lot more Midnight's Edge. And I always kind of watched movie reviews anyway. I watched, like, you know, Stone Gremlin and Nostalgia Critic, but... Monkey, you don't look that old, you know. I'll try some of that moisturizer. Yeah, thanks, Demon Scythe Synthwave. Found you through Ethan. Wow, yeah, and that's another one. Like, I watch his channel quite a lot, you know? I watch all the big channels. I watch the High Council. It sucks that I can't watch World Class Bullshitters, because that's probably, like, my favorite of them. Don't tell the others. I mean, they're all, like, of the 3 High Council channels, World Class are, like, the ones that you kind of want to hang out with and talk about stuff, because they know their horror movies, and I know horror movies, so they're probably the channel that's more to my taste than any of them. But, you know, I still will watch Jeremy late at night or in the evenings and stuff, and normally I won't stream when he's supposed to be streaming, but he wasn't streaming this evening, so I popped on. And I like Ethan. I love his crazy little songs at the end. And I found Doomcock through a YouTube search for videos tearing Discovery apart. Yeah, so I gave his channel a chance. And that's another thing, like, you know, I love Trek Yards. I love how they break it down, and I love that they say, here's the good thing, here's the bad thing about Discovery. I was raging at Discovery, and, you know, I would watch their review, and I'd be like, okay, now let's find something more angry. And a lot of that is like, yes, and this is what I need. I need the Doomcock sort of treatment on Star Trek Discovery, because it just made me so mad. And there's another thing like Ghostbusters, and like with She-Ra, and now they're doing it with Buffy, and I could care less about Buffy, but I don't want to reboot just because of the fans of Buffy. You know, there's a lot of people who love that. Why can't you hang out there? Why can't I hang out where? What do you mean, why can't I hang out there? Oh, it's on so early in the morning. I can't hang out on World Class Bullshitters because it's on at 7 in the morning. I'm sorry, I totally forgot that train of thought. Yeah, and it sucks because, like, World Class Bullshitters, like, morning show, his Good Morning Pop Culture, I usually catch it when I wake up for the day, but then there's always these other videos, like Urgent News or whatever. But I do try and watch Jeff's stuff, or, like, first thing when I can. It just sucks because I can't watch live. I'm not up that early. That's like, I usually go to bed at like 2 or 3 in the morning. Sorry, I gave up on Trek Yards to do their reviews on STD. Oh, that's too bad. You know, I would just say just skip their Discovery stuff. I mean, you know, I watched their Discovery trailer breakdown, and they pretty much said a lot of what I said, but they also pointed out the good things, and they're optimistic and hopeful, and hope that it's moving in the right direction. And that's great. And I really appreciate their point of view on it. I personally kind of feel the opposite of, oh, really? You're giving us, like, a couple of things, but you're not fixing everything. So, too bad for you. Your guys' show will still suck. I'm meaning Discovery, not Trek Yards. But what about Mahler? Mahler's great. Mahler is great. I like Mahler's stuff. Holy crap. Did you guys watch his Last Jedi, like, 6-hour review? I did. I watched every minute of it. The right direction is not a trash can. Well, I mean, they're adding more lines of dialogue from the other characters, and that was one of my biggest complaints with Discovery. Making it more fun. You know, I definitely have said it needs some fun, but it doesn't need, like, Orville level humor. You know, because it's Star Trek. It's not the Orville, but that's okay. I found so many channels I now follow since Christmas and searching for Last Jedi reviews. Yes, Doomcox was right after his Discovery Rants video. But his Last Jedi one hooked me. I follow you from Twitter. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, and there's a lot, like, with the Last Jedi stuff. I really wish I would have had the balls to, like, jump on reviews and stuff, like, last October when it really started bothering me with Star Trek. And when movies, like, I've always sprinkled in reviews while I gamed, and doing gaming and reviewing a movie are two completely different things. But if you have nobody watching, you can very easily like play a video game where you just kind of blab about whatever movie you saw the night before. And I am somebody who can talk for a very long time while I'm gaming or whatever. So I always kind of did this. It feels so weird to not have a game in front of me while I'm talking to you guys. But I mean, this is like really, these are very fun sort of live stream sort of formats. And I'm not gonna like do these every day. It's just once in a while. I think maybe once or twice a week we can do these live streams, because I want to do more like short form videos. I want to do more concentrated video things, and I'm probably going to upload that Anita Sarkeesian thing this evening. But Trek Yards is great for more balanced look at what's going on in Star Trek. Yes, absolutely. And hello, Darth Hater. You're late again. Well, welcome and hello. It is okay. We have been just kind of complaining about stuff. Have you read Dream Logic yet? I have not. What is Dream Logic? And did I say I was going to read it? I get where Trek Yards is coming from. I just can't watch something I can't agree with as much as I do, but I get it. I'm a Star Wars prequels defender. Well, and they're not so much Discovery defenders. They even say, yeah, we just have to call it its own universe. They, you know, what they were doing for so long before Discovery aired is they were like, okay, well, let's see where they're going with this. The Klingons look like shit, but let's see where they go. And maybe they're ancient Klingons. Maybe there's a reason they look like this. No, they just do. I feel bad for enjoying Discovery after hearing you and Doomcock out. It's now become a guilty pleasure. No, it's fine. I mean, I'm trying better. I'm trying more to kind of bridge a gap between the fandoms anyway, because I don't want bad Star Trek for any of us. I think you guys deserve better. Even if you enjoy Discovery for what it is. You know, you have that season of Discovery. You have this new season coming up, but, you know. That David Mack TPB I suggested. TPB. What is TPB? You're gonna have to refresh my memory on that one. Sometimes I don't remember stuff so good when I see it in text. I definitely need like a picture. Please refresh my memory on that one. Let's see. Well, she's gaming, watching Ghostbusters 2016. Oh, hell no. Oh, no, I don't play, like, shooting games. It's more of, like, I am mining to hell in Terraria, digging one straight line down for about 45 minutes while I'm talking about something. That's more of the gaming I'm talking. That might be why my gaming stuff didn't do very well either, because people have this sort of idea that to be a gamer on YouTube, you need to be playing Fortnite or PUBG, and I don't like games with other people. I'm very much a solo gamer, so I will play Jackbox every now and then. Like I will sneak into games of Jackbox with people that I don't know, so for sure. Which is kind of weird. I'll get on like and nobody knows who I am, and then they'll like click on me and be like, you just subscribe to this person. They have like 6,000 subscribers. Like, dude, I'm just trying to be your incognito playing a game of Jackbox with some strangers, but. Minecraft, I can't do Minecraft. No. Terraria, yes, but Minecraft, no. Terraria is good because it's 2D, and Minecraft's like 3D, and I get so weird. Trade paperback. I had hoped earlier you read his stuff. Oh, I don't know who that is at all. What are trade paperbacks even? See, now I gotta Google trade paperbacks. Let me Google that. Marvel. Oh yeah, I don't know anything about this. Okay. It's a higher quality softcover version of a book. A collection of oh yeah, comic books are not me. I know nothing about comic books. Okay, so this is why I haven't read it, because it's a comic book, and like The only comic books I've read in my life are Archie comics up to about 1991, and I had a whole footlocker full of them, and EC horror. So that's all I know. It's a compilation of single issues usually. Okay. Checkyards is about as fair and balanced on STD. I just hate it too much that my bias on the show will not let it go. Yeah, and that's one of my things too. I just have to like agree to disagree with them. Do you watch Riverdale? I have not watched Riverdale. I'm kind of curious because I did watch the Archie comics, or read the Archie comics. But no. 91, I was 3. Yeah, in 91 I was like 12. No, there's a period of time like when I was 10, like 9 to 12 maybe, that I actually read comics. And this is when all the like the Vault of Horror, Haunt of Fear, and Tales from the Crypt got reprinted, and I was really into those because that's around the time that the TV series was on. So I watched actual Tales from the Crypt and not like Tales from the Crypt Keeper, but no, I really don't know that much about comics. That's like one thing I'm so. I get kind of afraid that you guys are asking me like comic book questions, and like I don't know comics and superheroes. That's just not my wheelhouse. Tales from the Crypt on HBO. I love that show. That was a good show. I really wish I had those on DVD because I like that show. I used to read a ton of comics. A lot of my favorite books aren't that great these days. You know, I need to finish Merciless 4. I really like that series. That's not a book I don't think anybody on who's on my channel would probably ever want to read, because it's definitely in the YA genre, but it's also kind of in the like the Exorcist genre or the Suspiria sort of genre of stuff. So yeah, I read all of her books because I really like Danielle Rollins quite a lot actually. I have a comic book question for you. Oh no, is the answer 42? Yeah, it's a bit of a devil symbol. You know what's funny, though? I would have, like, little kids come into my channel, and they're like, oh, you can't say that. That's evil. Do you know who you're talking to? You know I've seen everything, right? You know I, like, I'm an adult who has, like, been with the internet for a good 20 years, and I was kind of edgy when I was your age, so. Because of Doomcock, I'm on the 3rd book in The Expanse. I'm so scared to see The Expanse. You guys have no idea how much anxiety I have. Like, and when people say, watch Farscape, watch The Expanse, I'm like, if I hate this, you guys are going to hate me so much. Like, I don't even want to try these, because if I don't love them as much as you guys do, I am so scared to death. Because, like, I know me. I know how I am. I will not like something for some obscure reason that nobody will even see coming. So this is like why I was kind of like, oh no, I probably lost 20 subscribers because I didn't care about the Glass trailer. Life and people are a duality. People that don't acknowledge their shadow side are lying to themselves. Exactly. And I you know, yeah. You need the yin and the yang together. You need the light and the dark, I think. And there's so much of this that that you need you need the balance for sure. But just watch them. As the saying goes, the results may vary. No, because if I hate them, then I will lose like friends over it. I will lose YouTube friends and endorsements. And then, I mean, maybe I won't. Maybe I'm underestimating people. But I am like so scared to death of it. And my voice is still going. Shill. Hello, Dover Cat. You can't not like Farscape. You don't know me that well. I'm afraid that I'll probably hate it. You don't know me that well. It might be something where I see like 5 minutes of it and I'm like, oh my god, this is so stupid. Because remember, I wasn't a huge fan of like, what are they called? The Ben Browder, that guy. I wasn't a huge fan of him in Stargate, so maybe you will like it. You never know until you do. Exactly. And if I never watch it, if I never watch The Expanse, and if I never watch Farscape, then I never have the disappointment if I don't like it. And I never have to, like, worry about people hating me for it. My dark side is called hard rock and heavy metal. Yeah, I have a lot of that. Do you like Zahn's Heir to the Empire trilogy? I don't know that much about it. I really don't know that much about it. The Thrawn stuff and Mara Jade. I don't know. So my experience with Star Wars is they are movies I saw when I was a little kid. I am more of a Trek person than a Star Wars person, for sure. So I don't really know that much about them. I've heard that I should probably read the Thrawn books. And I really don't know that much about Star Wars outside of the movies at all. Which is really, I mean, I really should. I might like it. Thrawn is really a great character. New Voltron. Seraph really likes it. That's what I've heard. I never watched Voltron as a kid. I'm still a Twilight Zone fan. I like the original Twilight Zone. Absolutely. Absolutely. What did you say? I didn't like the first season of The Expanse and talked to Doomcock about it. He was very cordial about me not liking it. Yeah, I know. He's... I always worry, and I know, like, if I don't like something Doomcock likes or something, he's very not judgmental of my taste. So, I don't know why. That's so weird, because he's so brutal with everybody, and, like... But no, he's actually pretty understanding if you give him, like, a genuine reason of, yeah, I don't know, I just don't really like it, it's not for me, but... Who gives a shit if they hate you? If people hate you because you don't like something, they aren't worth knowing in the first place. I don't hate Jeremy, and I disagree with him all the time. Yeah, I disagree with some of the YouTubers I watch politically, too, so... Soon I read the canon Thrawn novel. I know a lot of people have. So my throat is dying, and I have a notification that popped up for Midnight's Edge After Dark going live here in... Oh, they have in 15 minutes. So do you want me to leave you guys a link for the Midnight's Edge stream for everybody to go and hang out in? Because they are coming in... Let's see. They're going to go live in 14 minutes. Let me pull them up here for you. And we can all go and watch Midnight's Edge. Because my voice starts going and... Okay, I'm out for mead. Right, so they're going to start streaming here pretty soon. That's going to be enough time to get something to drink, put the guitars away. I didn't know he did streams. Yeah, Midnight's Edge After Dark does live streams. And they have, their main channel, Midnight's Edge, is about 60,000 subscribers. They are led by Andre, the very scary and intimidating, awesome Andre. And the After Dark channel is kind of more of a laid-back, more of an opinion-y editorial thing, but they do a lot of research, and they do a lot of, like, heavily edited, well-crafted editorial sort of videos on the main channel. Why am I not getting these notifications? Drink water. Yeah, I have water. Well, this is Diet Mountain Dew. I have water-ish stuff. But yeah, and if you guys do subscribe over to the Midnight's Edge guys, you will see me there, and you will hear me on their channel. I've been on their channel before. It looks like maybe tomorrow we're going to do a ladies' night sort of thing with myself and Ren from Ren Rants over there on the Mead channel. And she has a channel. And I hope she doesn't hate me too bad, because I kind of got on the no reboot side of She-Ra. So... Hello, Daniel, Stuff123. But yeah, we're going to wrap up and head over to the Midnight's Edge stream right here. And thank you guys so much for hanging out. Take care. Nice chat. Ladies' night. I'll crash it. Yeah. Well, it'll be tomorrow, I think. When I'll be on the show. It looks like, which is actually pretty awesome. And I'm sort of like really excited and scared about it. But thank you guys so much. And I will see you guys all on the next live stream. Bye.